Yeah. All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. We got a last 100 yards playthrough here, the great new tactical game from GMT. And with us is my worthy opponent, Mr. Todd Reed.
Hey.
So we're playing over Vassal. Also with us is the game's designer, Mike Denson, who using all of his tactics and strategy would be helping my opponent to defeat me. We're going to play scenario 3 today, mission 3. You can see it on the screen here. The Americans are essentially defending a crossroads with a church. They've got a single platoon supported by a machine gun section, and they've got a 60mm mortar section. The Germans, those will be played by Todd, and we're already set up here. I've got the first company, first and second platoons, a couple of machine guns, and an 8cm mortar. And we are the attackers. So our job, you can see the mission objective is the mission will end if there are no American undisrupted combat units within 2 hexes in line of sight of the church. So that's essentially our goal to end the game. Of course, the game will also end if either side exceeds its casualty differential limit. And you see down a little bit further down, the Germans have a limit of 3 and the Americans a limit of 1. That's based on a lot of factors, but mainly the size of the forces. So 2 platoons for the attacker and 1 platoon for the defender. Or if the final score is greater than or equal to 46, in which case that would be American victory. So you see the Germans have essentially 35 minutes to get this done. There's a couple other factors, of course, in the score of a game of last 100 yards. That where the casualty track is will also add or subtract. It adds to the score if it's on the attacker side, subtracts from the score if it's on the defender side. In this particular mission, the Americans have set up in some improved positions, foxholes and whatnot, and each one of those that the Germans capture is going to be worth 1 mission point. So those of course will be subtracted from the score for determining the final score. Hex levels or hill hexes are ×2. So wherever you see the numbers on the dark bands that indicate the hill levels, 1s and 2s on the map are going to be 2s and 4s. So that'll affect line of sight. And then the other special rule is that the American mortar section recovers on a 5 or less. Normally it's a 4 or less. So that's given the Americans a slight advantage in getting their mortar back into action sooner. So we're going to reshare here to the board, and I think we're ready to go. All right.
All I need y'all to do is when you start your platoon activation or reaction, nothing in between. We're not going to time the resolutions or anything. It's just the platoon activation and reactions.
Okay.
So just tell me when you're ready to start.
All right, now it's tricky to share the game. I can share the game track. If I pull the game track up, I don't think anyone can see that, so I may have to stop and share that. But we'll show that in between as we're kind of going through things. All right, so the Germans are up. We are ready to go. Mike, I'm starting my turn.
Did you do coordination?
I'm about to.
Okay.
I did not get coordination. So remember, coordination allows you to activate 2 platoons at the same time instead of just 1. So we're going to activate, well, you guys can see that. There's some limitations to Vassal while we're kind of live here, but just pretend you didn't see that. So we're going to activate first platoon, okay?
All right, we got you on the clock.
1, 2 hexes. So I have 3 movement points, but that would be 1 for the clear and 1.5 for the forest there. So that'd be 2.5. So I'm not going to be able to move any farther, but you can always move as the active player 2 hexes. So there's my 2 hexes.
Right. Hey, Mike.
Is that it?
Oh, 1 and 2. So what I'll do here is I'll just mark these guys. Well, I got to mark the.
Hey, Mike, I didn't know if we should add like a little bit of time for moves just because I will have questions, so that might slow the clock down.
We'll make it work. I'll stop it.
So you get 12 minutes per activation, Todd.
Nice. 12 minutes. Beautiful. Per section.
So tell me when you're done, Mark.
I'm all set. So just put those markers on there, indicates that that I've maneuvered. So reaction, Todd.
Better hurry up here. Let's see here.
Todd, you can see him in hex H2 or H12 from F6. Is that correct, Mark? I don't have my line. I don't have a line.
Here we go.
No, not there.
Here?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I got 12 minutes. I got lots of time.
F8, I think.
F8. Let's see. Oops. Vassal's so touchy. Nope.
Why not?
No, I guess you can. Yep. That's 2, level 2. So
Yeah.
So you lose your concealment.
he wouldn't.
Why wouldn't he?
If I fired.
You only lose it. He's in cover, 2 hexes for fire.
You're moved.
Oh, my. Yeah, sorry.
So I
Let's
get
go,
fired.
Todd.
What's that, Mike?
Hang on. Getting the.
I need to turn down so I can put on.
There we go. Ah, there we go. I don't know why I have 2 of those, but all right, yeah. So since you can see me, I lose concealment moving in the open there.
Okay.
It's a good mortar target.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So then let's talk about mortar. Never done those before. So yeah, because I wouldn't want to fire my guns because that's going to be, crazy bad modifier.
Well, you won't lose your concealment until he's within 2. But yeah, your gun's not going to help much. The only thing that's going to do any damage is your mortar.
All right. Well, let's learn how to use that.
All right, so you're gonna grab your forward observer and stick it on the hex where your guys are.
So everybody, this has been sitting on the track. There's a little spot for him. Where'd he go? Oh, I didn't move him. Yeah, I'm gonna need 12 minutes just to work Vassal. So let's see here. There he is. Got him. I grabbed him. There he is. Okay. Okay. All right. So I did that.
Then you place the
Target marker on your target.
Yep. Target over on my guys.
Okay.
Your base fire is a 0, so place a red 0 there.
Where do I get those?
It should be under general markers.
That's right.
Oops.
Boom. General. Oh yeah, and it should be under. What color is this? Green.
Red.
Red. Oh, for mortar, of course. Okay. And explain to me why 0. Would it be anything otherwise? Or?
0 is the base firepower for that U.S. mortar. Okay. And there's no
terrain modifier.
Modifiers would be terrain, air burst, and too many guys in the hex, like density. So just the base. There's no hindrance, so your shot's going to be on target. But then what you do is you look at on the mortar chart. If you're doing high explosive, you're going to get 1 scatter roll. So you roll a D10, and that's going to tell us where the other round goes.
Okay, do that right now.
Yep. So if it's more than 6, so 1 to 6, it's going to scatter based on the scatter diagram, down here in the corner. But if it's over 6, it's going to go back on the actual impact hex. So we just can clone that and put it on top of there. So.
Oh, you had a good shoot.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So are we getting this under the mortar fire action table?
Yes.
So my 60 millimeter section, the mortar value primary is 0, secondary is -1.
Right. So if that second shot had drifted, then it would be a base -1 and then whatever modifiers for terrain or something.
You got a 2 on yours.
So if it was a surrounding hex.
Gotcha. And the number of accuracy die rolled, so that's that 1d10 I just rolled for HE.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
So they caught the Germans on the back side of that hill over there.
We got Mark.
I wouldn't
All
normally
over.
go there, but I just want everyone to see how mortars work.
You're a good man.
So any other reaction, Todd?
Oh, well, okay, so last time I played the attackers, right, and I was not really reacting much. So anyone can react that saw them?
Anyone can react that saw them, or if you got a leader in another hex, you could move the guys that were with the leader or do stuff like that. You probably want to just sit tight, but
Yeah, I think I do too. But
the other thing that you could do is you could fire with those guys since they see the hex.
yeah,
But you're gonna have a -2 just for the mortar markers on there because it's a hindrance.
oh wow,
Yeah, each mortar marker is a hindrance. So that's always the tricky thing with doing mortars. You have to do them first. So you want to fire at those guys with like different units and then put the mortar fire on them if you're trying to stack up the.
oh wow, that's interesting. And I assume it's like a whole hex hindrance then.
Right.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna fire because it's like a -5 to fire over there. So
they aren't considered activated. So they can fire and move or whatever later on.
okay,
You,
I am finished, sir.
right. I have no reaction to that because I don't have anybody else on the board yet. So I will go ahead and delete these markers, and then if I do like that. Well, normally we rotate them, but I think
We're good.
Mike's paying attention, and your opponent always knows. He'll tell you if you move somebody you shouldn't. All right,
yeah.
so that means we're going after a second platoon now. Right. Want to be. All right, so second platoon. Yeah, whatever. Here we go.
Man, all kinds of people watching.
1 and 2. Let's see. That's control. Hold on. All right. I'm just adding stuff that. So that concealment's going to come off, and as is this one, since you guys can see me there. We're moving out in the open. There's another one. All right. There's like a million of them. All right. This one will be fine. And then this guy gets. Okay. So he maneuvered.
What?
All right. Reaction?
Yeah, just a second.
Uh-oh.
So it looks like.
Question.
Yeah?
The only guy that can see you there is D8, right?
Yeah.
No, actually, I guess D6 could. But I can't remember, because you're at higher level, do you keep your concealment?
I don't think so, do I?
Well, I think it's, as long as it's in cover terrain, that would be considered cover terrain because it gives you a modifier.
Well,
For small arms fire, yeah, it looks like it's -1.
there you go. Well, then we're still concealed. So
The other guy, see, was on the same level, but these guys they're kind of up higher and they're sneaking up on the edge.
all right.
It's rude. Just rude. So no one can see. I don't think I want to fire. Well, I mean, so it's going to be a -1, -2 to fire there, or -3 to fire on that guy on level 2 hill.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's in the open, though.
Well, you don't lose your concealment.
So, yeah, okay, I think I didn't remember that. So I don't lose my concealment even when I fire unless you're within 2.
Correct.
And you got a machine gun that can fire too.
Oh, yeah, because he's higher. Oh, yeah. 10. Eesh, how far is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 10 at 6 is -3.
Well, that's a 3 range. That's a 10 range on your machine gun.
That's only
Yeah.
a -1, just for 4 hexes.
Yep, my machine gun is 6 hexes away.
Oh,
So that's a -3, plus he's a -1 because he's, so it's a -5. He's higher.
yeah. Well, you can't, the guy in F8 cannot see, correct?
No.
Nope.
Because of the blocking, D11 blocks that because it's a higher.
Yep.
We'll do the higher, so.
I mean, I could fire it in -5, see what I get. Who knows? I guess nothing would happen, even if I roll a 10.
Well, -4 max, so.
Oh, really?
The only guys that can
so,
fire are the ones in D8.
all right, well, let's do it just to show people.
But yeah.
D8 would be what, -2? 1 for range and 1 for height?
Looks
And
like.
one for concealment.
And 1 for concealment.
A -3?
Yep.
Hey, why not? Let's do it. Oh, no, not the whole unit. Learn these keys.
And your machine gun, if he fired, that's what, a minus?
-5.
That's not going to help you any.
Oh, let me ask that. You said so max 4. So even though it's -5, it'd just really be a -4.
Right.
Correct.
So you can still fire on him. So because sometimes in games, like if it gets higher than a certain, you can't even fire. But here you're saying you can fire. It'll only be a -4.
Right. So if the total was like -5, then it would be then you can do it.
Yeah, it's a -5. So.
Well, but -5, then the 1 for the machine gun, right?
Yeah.
-3 for range, -1 concealment, -1 for terrain. It's a net -5, right? But the machine gun's a 1, so it's a net -4. So that's your limit.
You're not going to have any effect with that because he's got a 6 cohesion in there.
Yep.
I'll put your concealment marker back up for you because you don't lose concealment for that shot.
Okay. And then I guess I need to mark this guy. Okay. I think that's it.
So many of these markers on here. I don't know why. All right. So that's it. I have no reaction to the fire because my guys are all done. So you can take off your fire action marker and we will proceed to fire resolution.
Sweet.
In which case I will roll 0 dice.
Okay. So do you resolve mortar first or does it matter?
Doesn't matter. However you like. You go by hex. So like if there are green markers in that same hex as the mortar, you just roll them all. As long as you know which dice are which.
All right. Well, let's roll the -3 first down there on the bottom. So 1 die.
Yep.
There you go, baby. 1.
I'm going to say nope.
All right. Mortar. 2 zeros. So just roll 2 times.
Yep.
1. 7.
All right, 7. Let's see what a 7 does. So check my guys here. My best guy in the hex is a 7, so that's equal. So it's not gonna affect him. Okay.
Okay.
So after fire resolution comes assault resolution. We don't have any assaults. So the next thing we do is mortar fire adjustment. So your option here is to try and extend the mortar fire or let it go.
So extends mean I would just try to keep firing that hex next turn.
You
actually fire on it now. So in a mortar extension, essentially what you do is you're going to reset your spotting marker. So for example, if you wanted to move it, which you would not in this case, or just leave it where it is, and then you're going to make your extension roll. And if it's good, you redo the mortar fire with the scatter roll. And if it's not good, then the guy's he's flipped to his final side either way. But then the targeting thing comes off, and you just don't get anything.
And so what's the downside of extension?
Here's the thing. If you fail, you'll pull the target marker off this turn. The next turn, you'll remove the FO. And then the next turn, you can roll to get them back. So if you fail, it costs you an extra turn. Okay? Now, so you got a 40% chance to make it happen now. Now, if you choose not to, okay, you take them both off now and you can roll for 5 or less to get them back the next turn. So that's a commander's call there, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll slow up the advance and keep pounding them, so why not?
Talking me into it.
I think I'll wait. I'll wait for next turn. So I want to call it off, right?
All right, so in that case, we delete, well, these come off either way, and you go ahead and put those back on the track, your forward observer and your target. You can flip him back to the normal side and stick him back on the track in the pending box.
Okay. You have to roll anything, or is that later?
That's
You
later.
roll next turn.
Yeah. You
Okay.
roll. All right. So then we do time lapse. So I'm going to roll for that. That's a 3. That is 3 minutes. So on the game track, if I pull up the game track window, it doesn't show because the way the sharing works, it's a separate window. But just so, hold on one second. Let me just show that for those that are watching so they can see it. Sorry, hang on one second. There we go. Here we go. All right, so you can see this. So here's the casualty track. We just moved up 3 minutes in time. Here's our mortars in the pending box, and then we'll adjust the initiative. So that's the stuff we're doing sort of off screen when we are doing that. All right, back to the game. All right, so did the time advance. So now we would just make sure that motion markers come off. If there were platoon leaders off the map that had been casualties, they would come back on. Recombine squads, sections into squads. Conceal any units not in line of sight of the enemy. I think we're set there. All right, so, and then reset counter orientation. If we twist them to indicate that they've taken their action, that's kind of easy to keep track of on this smaller scenario. And then we check the victory conditions. So we have advanced onto the board, so I'm pretty sure that means the Germans won.
So,
all right, you ready? You ready for initiative, sir?
oh yeah.
All right, what's my initiative modifier, Mike? 2?
2.
All right, thanks. I have it right in front of me. Boom, that's a 10.
Boom, that's a 5.
Right, so Germans retain the initiative. And so on our next turn here, I'm now going to roll for coordination. And I do not get it again.
Looking for an 8, right?
Yes. All right, we will activate first platoon. Let's deactivate all our units. There we go. First platoon, we're going to go 1. Our 2 hexes, we're going to go up in the trees. I know you can see us. I know you can see us. Now, these guys are moving in cover, so they would have to be able to be seen 3 away, so they're not going to lose their concealment. And they can go 2 hexes, so they're up on that hill as well. All right, so reaction to that movement.
So the only people that I can see are in, man, I am having a hard time seeing the
F8.
F8 can see across those trees is because we're on same level hills.
Yeah. Well, heck, let's just try some. Well, hold on now.
Now, let's see. He's not concealed, so I take a shot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, well, yeah, we're not concealed, but
Because you weren't concealed to start and you move within 3.
So it's a -1. The woods is a minus.
or no, -1.
1 for
Okay.
range and 1 for woods.
All right. So I want to do that. Oh my gosh. Now, if I want to fire a mortar, I could call.
No,
The leader could go.
it's pending.
Oh,
You're waiting for them to get back to you.
and when does that happen?
So at the end of this turn, you'll have a chance to recover it.
Okay.
Now, if you had left the mortar on me, I wouldn't have been able to move at all, provided you were able to get the extension. The mortar's got a little bit of gamble in them when whether or not you still get the firepower. But if you do, I mean,
Yeah, I should have kept him on him then. Okay.
you just firing with one guy.
I think that's all I can see.
Well, I mean, you got 2 units there, I think.
He's got a leader there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just checking. Just finding a convenient way to do some intel without.
I'm si-
All right.
saving.
I do not have any reaction to that. Okay. So. We will go on to second platoon. Now let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four on a 10. That's going to be -1. You got -1 for the trees, -1 for concealment. So you got -3 to these guys in D8, which would be a net -2.
No, you're going to be -4. 1 for range, 1 for concealment, and 1 for improved position.
Oh yeah, I'm improved position. Sorry, I'm looking at trees. 2, 3, 4. No, that's all right.
The trees count as well. I mean, it all adds up.
No,
No, it's not cumulative.
you either get the tree or you get the improved position, not both.
Gotcha. Okay.
Actually, so that'll be a -4. So it can be a -3. All right. Did I just delete that guy? Sorry. All right. So that's 1 unit firing from the hill. The other unit is going to fire to this unit here. That's going to be -3 for range. Minus
3 more.
It's too far. Is it 4?
Well, it's going to be 3 for range and 1 for concealment and.
Is there a
2
fox?
more
No,
for
it's too
improved
far. It's too far. So we're just going to put the fire on this guy. All right. All right. So there's fire. These guys going to move 1 hex, 2 hexes. All right. All right, reaction.
Concealment.
Nope. All the concealments. All right, sorry, Todd. All yours. Reaction.
Um, 3, 2. It'd be a -3 shot.
You're -2. Oh, no, you're right. It's 3. Yeah, you're not going to hurt him because he's got a 7 cohesion in there. So there's no need to fire. You could fire with your machine gun 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the guy on the hill.
At a minus.
Be a -5. So,
Well, it's 3. Yeah, I guess you're concealed.
Yep. Range concealment.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, there's nothing else.
So yep, nothing.
all right.
Real quick, Mark. Should you have should you have rolled for something for your mortar last turn or no?
No, I should not. Because he's already available. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. On my guy should be in the available, Todd.
Okay. Yeah, I think you. Yeah. Okay.
He started available. I just didn't use him yet.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, no more reactions. And we go on to fire. So, deactivate these guys. Do the honors. You got that -2 up there.
2, 4. Yeah.
I don't think so, Todd. All right, we got 2 -3s on you. So there's a 5, and there's a not. So 5 is not going to hurt you, I don't think, right?
No.
So,
I'm a 5, so almost.
right. Okay. So again, there's no assaults to do, but no assaults to do. So now we go back to mortar. And now you're going to roll for your mortar, Todd. So you need a 5 or less to recover it.
This is why I roll high. 1. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So so you can slide that up to the available bot. Yeah. So then you're all set for next turn. So.
Okay.
All right.
Todd,
Yeah.
on your mortar, from a defensive perspective, your best bet is to fire it against somebody that hasn't taken an action. That way you pretty much take them out for that turn. That makes sense?
Yes.
Now, if he moves, the other time I like to really fire it is when he assaults from a non-adjacent hex. When he moves adjacent, I can hit him with a mortar and pretty much stop him in adjacent hex. So from a defensive perspective, that's your best use for your mortar if he gives you that opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, we'll work on that when it comes up here. I have questions about it, but we'll wait till it happens. So, okay.
Here is the clock. That is.
Nice and high. Nope.
What is that? That is 3 minutes. So 3 more minutes. 1, 2, 3. We're at 6 minutes in. Okay. So there's nothing really on the other stages. So haven't met the victory conditions or anything yet. So we're back to the next turn for initiative with a +2. There's a 5.
Way to go, Todd.
Todd gets the all right. So on the game track, then I'm going to flip that initiative marker so the Americans get it. So this is going to be a little bit dicier now with the Germans unable to do everything they want to do. So,
Now,
all right, Todd, which company are you going to activate? The Able company. Which platoon are you going to activate?
Todd, here's an example where you might not want to do anything. You don't have any mandatory actions, okay? So if you don't do anything, there's a lull in combat. And so the only people he's going to be able to react with is someone stacked with a leader, unless everybody's in the open. So you basically could just cost him time if you chose to. If you shoot, okay, then everybody that sees that can react. You could call the mortar, but I still think it would be better to use your mortar, you know, in reaction to something else he does on his initiative.
Well then let's just give Mark some more time. So I'll not do anything. So I guess I'm passing the reaction to him.
Yes.
All right. So some things I can do here. This stack here is a leader.
Which stack are you talking about?
This highlighted. Can you see the highlighted one here up top?
Sorry, I'm not looking at the.
Oh, so I've got a leader there with those units. Now, if this stack was in the open or clear and the leader was in the clear, they were on the road, he could activate everybody, but he can't. So he can only do something with the guys he's with. So, and then he'll get 2 movement points, which is enough to get up to here and then down here behind the trees, safe and sound.
Okay. But you'll lose your concealment.
Yeah, lose concealment because we were on this hill, that open space on the hill there.
Okay, so hold on. Why are you losing that concealment? Who could see?
When they were back on the hill here, okay, that's an open hex, so now you can see them.
Oh, open no matter what. Okay. F8 could see him.
8 hexes, right? I think, or something.
It's 8.
Yeah, 8 in the open.
Okay, so anybody, but yeah. People have to be able to see him, right?
Right. So this stack here, your guys here can see across there.
Yeah, and the machine gun and the other guy could too.
Right. But we have fast dash where you can't get to us.
Oh yeah.
Likewise, over here.
If this were another game, I would have shot you on that open spot, but it's not, and I'm happy it's not.
All right, so over here, same thing with the leaders, with the guys, they're able to do some things.
But you note that he can't fire.
I can't shoot because I didn't see anybody do anything. They could maneuver, but I think.
Is that on a chart somewhere? Or is that just you got to know it? Let's see. I'm not seeing.
So on the whichever side of the thing has the blind hex table, it's right underneath that, the maneuver point allowance.
Oh yeah. Movement point allowance, but you cannot shoot.
In reaction, you cannot shoot at anything unless you saw someone do something.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's just the rule. I mean, that's just the.
It's not on the chart. It's just
not a chart. It's just the rule.
Read the rules, Todd.
I think we're doing some mortarage here.
Nice.
And I think.
Sorry, you're not going to get the call though. Your lines have been cut. So.
A mortar is the exception. You can call a mortar anytime, anywhere.
You know, man. I recommend a rules change.
All right, we're going to put it over here.
Oh, crap.
Oh, we can't see there. Sorry. Put it over here. We'll put it there. All right. So that is a 2 firepower mortar. It gets +1 because of the woods for air burst.
Love it.
-2 for the terrain. So it's a net -1. So that will be a 1 marker that goes there. Remember. Sorry, I'm exposing the guy here to get the mortar mark. It's Alt M. All right,
Isn't there fog or smoke or snow or something going on here? You can't see me. Oh,
yeah, I know I can't see it, but you can't put the marker on without the. All right. So now I'm going to make a roll. I get 1 roll. That's a 10, so it's going to be the same spot, right? So we're going to clone that, and we are good to go. And then. Yeah, we'll sit tight there, I guess. So you can't. Well, and do you have any reaction? So your reactions would be limited to limited reactions as well, because you can't react directly to the mortar fire. And you can't.
You just spotted, right?
Well, the guys that saw him go across the top. Yeah, this guy, I mean, this stack here could do something because he saw my guys go across the hill, but now he can't see him, so he can't shoot at him or anything. I mean, he can
Well, you
move.
got a leader there.
Yeah, so you got a leader there, though. But
You don't want to do anything, Todd.
Yeah, Mark, my great strategic mind has just told me that I don't want to do anything. I mean, I just thought of that myself.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
Hey, Mike's just giving me choices. That's all Mike's doing.
All right, so we're on to fire resolution. I got 2 -1s. Here they come. Boom, boom. Oh, there's an 8. Someone's going to die or something bad's going to happen. Well, first, here's the first thing, Todd. So I don't know what the unit is. Well, I do know what the unit is, and if I look. So he's a 5, right? So that's definitely going to disrupt him. But if it's equal or less, if it's at least equal, it will also strip his concealment. So he's going to lose concealment and be disrupted. So.
But Todd, you sucked him into using his mortar.
Yeah.
So I flip him.
Yeah.
And he never moved.
And then take the.
And what else do I do? There's something else.
Take the concealment off. So that's enough of a attack roll to strip the concealment. All right.
So say that again.
If it's at least equal to the best guy, the concealment stripped off the guys.
Okay. And if it were equal to, it would strip concealment, but wouldn't have done any damage to him, right?
Correct.
Okay. Right. All righty.
All right.
That's just
That's all
wrong.
the fire. No assaults. Then we go to time lapse. No, mortar fire adjustment. So I'm gonna attempt an extension.
Do it.
Okay. So I flip him to my final. So I'm gonna keep the marker where it is, and I need a 4 or less. Fail. So this is gonna go.
So then you lose it for the.
Right. So the target thing goes back to the pending box, but the observer stays on the map. Right. So he won't go off the map till next turn, which means I can't roll till the following turn. Right.
Oh, wow.
There's my penalty. And then Mike can talk all about how you sucked me out to use my mortar. But you're exposed now, and we're coming at you. All right. So you have the initiative, so you make the time roll this time.
I'm going to go for a 10 or a 9, I think.
I know, right? You want to keep it moving.
An 8 works. 4 minutes.
4 minutes. So we're at, I got it here.
Okay.
We're at
We're at
6.
6.
That's going to put us at 10 even. So we're at 10 minutes. Okay.
Go, Todd.
And then we're ready for initiative. Come on.
Come on, Todd. Take him.
You have 5 right now. You have 5. And I got 6.
So I only get my initiative modifier if I had it the last turn.
Oh, I always forget that. Okay.
So you're well, you double beat me, I guess, because I didn't get the modifier. All right.
Does that mean it didn't-
Todd, you have 2 options here. Your guy's disrupted in line of sight, so you're going to have to take the mandatory action. So you can attempt to recover him there. If you attempt to recover him there, all the units there in the German units in B10 and C12 are going to see you, and they're going to take an action. Now, you could just take that guy. You could just take that guy and fall back to the church, or fall back 1 hex. See you, and he still can't take an action. Because if you move into a hex, he can't see. It's not from the hex, it's to the hex. He can't see D7. So you have to decide whether you want to recover the guy there and allow him to react, or do you want to just move back so he can't see you. He can't react except with his leader.
Just for reference, I'll show you this. So normally, line of sight is not blocked unless the blocking terrain's on both sides of the line. But in the last 100 yards, the blocking terrain on both sides of the line doesn't have to be adjacent hexes. So you see there's one hex on the left and there's one hex on the right where your guys are, but that equals blocking that line of sight to D7. Does it make sense?
So you could go to D7 and he still can't react.
Yep. That makes sense on the line of sight thing.
So,
And if he doesn't advance, maybe you can recover and go back into the foxhole on the next turn. Plus, you want to avoid casualties because you only have a 1 casualty differential.
Does 1 casualty mean a whole squad, or just even if I lost
One
that second?
step. So if you lose it, if you try and recover and fail, and he shoots you and you loses this step, if you lose 1 more step after that, the game would end and you would lose on casualty differential.
Okay. Well, you know what? My guys are going to be like, all right, they're moving back.
don't listen to Mike.
Well, I'm not. I'm making my own decisions.
Oh, okay.
But I am paying Mike a consulting fee, and it is expensive, so I'm going to listen to what he says.
Sweet. Free foxhole. That's a point.
Okay.
So this delay where Mark doesn't have the initiative kind of represents in real life situations where there's a little bit of confusion on the German side. They've not made contact and they're kind of having to gather their shit until they get the initiative back.
Oh, we got our shit, buddy. We're ready to roll. Initiative now.
This is the bulge, baby. You're going to win the war.
Yeah, I know, right? All
right. So, but I did have initiative, so I could do
Nothing.
lots of things if I wanted, right? I mean, but
You don't want to do nothing.
I know.
Oh.
I guess I'm just kind of asking for myself for kind of just gameplay reference and the watchers.
Each unit can take 1 action: fire, maneuver, recover, or smoke. As in, take a smoke, have a smoke.
Oh, nice.
Are you doing anything else?
Is there a coffee break? No, I'm good. So I'm calling for reaction.
Okay, well, I might just react. Man, I don't.
Where are your tanks? Are they here yet, or what's going on?
Danger. Well, I got this guy here, right? So guess what?
You need another monitor.
You know what? 1.5. He can't go that far. Never mind. Never mind.
They can.
What do you mean you can't go that far?
No, he
You can
can't go
always
to an
move
assault. He can't assault.
No, he can't assault.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
And why can't you assault?
Because I need to be able to get into that hex, so I need 3 movement points or 2 hexes. So with only 2 movement points, I can't get through all that forest.
Oh, because you're reacting. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's the tricky thing about the woods.
So and if it was your initiative, you can always move 2 hexes. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes. Yep.
Unless it's impassable or something like that. Okay.
Right. And then if it's on reaction, you always can go 1 hex.
Okay.
But with the woods and forests, sometimes you're kind of measuring by hexes or by movement points.
Gotcha.
It just
Okay.
depends on what. Do I make a run for it? I got to get something going here.
Just come right next to me, man.
I would like
You're my
to.
friend. Come on.
All right. Let me, hold on a second here. Let me try to sort these guys out.
Can you deploy at any time during the game?
So, can you do what?
Deploy or split up your squads?
Yeah, you can do that as part of a maneuver action. So anytime. All right, I moved. What can you do about it?
Wow. Very, very confident there.
I gotta go, man.
You
I gotta do stuff.
got to end the war by Christmas.
Those in this game should realize that not all plays may be optimal.
if you do anything, Todd, he's going to react with that other 2 squads and the machine gun.
Yeah.
Oh, don't give it away, Mike. I think he knew that.
Well, I honestly don't think I did. I'm still trying to get my mind wrapped around the whole reaction.
Yeah. So my concern, Todd, is by moving there, I'm obviously in line of sight the hex there with your leader.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think the machine gun can't see because that's level 2, and then
Neither one of those can see you.
What?
Yeah,
These guys can see me, right? But
Those are the only ones.
right, the machine gun. These guys back on this hill can't. So my concern is that you can shoot me there, but if you do, I've got 3 units over here that can fire back.
Yeah.
So that little the sort of dash to draw some fire. It's always a fun kind of tactic.
Yeah.
One squad's not going to hurt you right now.
I'll pass for now.
Oh,
These are the little tactical decisions that.
Yeah, I think I definitely have to get my head wrapped around. I mean, I appreciate Mike helping out because I wouldn't. Yeah, just kind of do the whole reaction thing. So that's cool.
Well, think of it in perspective, okay? You got 10 men 150 yards away, and you got 4 or 5 men that's going to shoot at him. Is that going to have much effect?
Yeah.
No, but it's going to release all his other guys.
Aim for the muzzle flashes. All right, so no reaction, then I don't think I have anything else. There's no fire. There's so during the mortar step, I don't know. I don't know where my forward observer went.
He's on the hill, the top 4 hill.
Oh, there he is. All right. So he's going to go back to the track. All right. So this is technically after the roll to recover mortars. So, he just goes back and he's pending. So I don't get the roll for him until next turn. So if you want to go ahead and roll for time, I'll move it.
All right. Let me roll 10 or 9 on that for you. Or 6. No, it's too bad.
4 minutes. So
4 more minutes.
14 minutes. Okay. And then here's my initiative for next turn. Boom.
Do it, baby.
Come on. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So on the game track, I'm flipping the initiative marker. My turn.
So after momentary confusion by the Germans, they got it together again, huh?
They've taken their medications and are ready to go.
All right, guys, can we do like a 2 or 3 minute break real quick?
That would be tremendous.
It cost you, though.
What was my mistake? What I miss?
Well, we all missed it. Well, they didn't miss it. I missed it. On D8,
Yes.
it should have been 2 plus ones, not 2 minus ones.
Oh, right. Well, still broke him.
You'd have killed him.
Because you rolled a 9.
I rolled a 9. Yeah, I would have. I'm just going easy on Todd.
Who's it, Dad?
Trying to be gentlemanly. Also, math is hard.
Oh, come on. You teach school all the time.
Not math.
We were talking earlier about the casualty differential track. And
Yes.
so the American casualty limit is 1. So if that section had died and been a casualty, would that have been the 1 casualty? And at the end of the turn, would they
You have to
exceed it? So, okay.
So it would basically have to go to 2.
Right. Okay.
It's
So
still
the
pretty
Americans have to be very careful here for casualties until they can inflict some on the Germans. Any other questions?
When we were talking about this section or the squad at the top of the map, but we can't see it right now, moving along the top of the hill there. So I know you can't fire at them because of the hex they finish their movement in, but they do lose concealment because of the hex they moved through. Is that how that worked?
Yep.
Well, if you saw it, it will lose its concealment. Now, Matt, he should actually get his concealment at the end of the turn because he's no longer seen.
That's true.
Okay. And so as long as you see an action, even if he ended his movement out of line of sight, you could react. You just didn't have time to shoot at it. And even if you did, it was such a sharp movement that it was ineffective. So think in terms of this. I mean, that was what? 200 yards away on a hill on a ridge. You know, yeah, you saw him, but are you really going to get effective fire at 200 yards? So most games, I kind of abstract it some, but you're not always looking. And those guys are not standing up, you know, waiting to be seen. They're going to be taking every little shrub they can for cover. We look at it and say it's just hexes, but when you look at it in terms of distance, 200 yards is a long way. So, you know, you may have not even seen those guys until it was too late.
Especially when those guys are looking at the other squads coming from the other direction.
Absolutely.
I think that's probably, I mean, that's definitely one of the biggest questions the game gets is why can't I like op fire like I can in every other game? But I think that, I mean, I buy that explanation, Mike, that, you know, I mean, the battlefield is not like we think it is. It's straight lines and hexes and everything else.
Well, just, you know, if you get a chance, you know, when you're riding in the automobile and you're riding through the countryside, you know, just imagine, oh, that's about 200 yards away. What about all the undulations and the brush and the few things that are in the way? You know, in real life, it's not an airstrip or it's not a flat field. So most combat, small arms fire probably takes place within, I'd say 90% within 100 yards of the enemy. You could, another disadvantage you from a self-preservation, and I've said this before, you fire it 200 yards away, and all you did now is give away your position, so the enemy's going to mortar you or he's going to move up a tank now because you've given your position away. So what you really want them within 50 yards so that you can't miss, and he doesn't have time to react.
And actually, all things considered, the proximity modifier, which is a +1, if you end movement within 2 hexes, you know, of the firing unit, that's I mean, 1's a big modifier. That's a big, you know.
Yeah, if you got a cohesion of 6, and you get a 1, that's going to be a 60% chance to disrupt, and a 30% chance for a casualty. That's high. So, any other questions? So have y'all played much?
I've mostly been playing solo, which is
Okay.
why I'm interested in this venue.
Well, we should play over Vassal sometime, Jason.
Yeah, definitely. I have the Vassal module downloaded already, and I've opened it up and looked at it. It's just kind of, I've played the game solo by myself, so I have my own interpretation of how the action reaction would work.
Right.
And so to see it played and actually see how you and Todd are using the module, I think I could definitely play.
It's actually a pretty good module. For one thing, all the missions are set up, like the units are pre-drawn and everything. I mentioned I played MBT with my friend the other day, but there's no setups for those. You gotta dig out all the counters.
Okay.
Your platoon leader was killed while you were gone.
Cool.
All right, so I do believe it is the Germans' turn. We've got the initiative this time. What shall we do?
Coordination.
We got it. So I will now be able to activate as many of my guys as I want from both platoons before I have to call for reaction. That's super helpful.
Now, on a coordination roll, if you have multiple platoons, if you get coordination, you don't have to take it on the first activation. You could activate one platoon or two and then do it on the third. So it's voluntary. And a lot of times it's not to your advantage to use coordination. Like in this particular case, I may want to use one platoon to draw his fire and then the other platoon afterwards. But it's just coordination just gives you that option.
All right, so we can't go that far, can we?
Does the coordination allow you to only coordinate once? Like if you had more than 3 or 4 platoons, like multiple companies, you can only coordinate the movement of 2 platoons one time throughout that turn?
Coordinate per company.
You have to select the company first, so you never have more than 3 to start with. So if you have 6 platoons, you have 2 companies. So you'll take one company. If you get coordination, you could do 2 of those 3. When you activate the next company, then you just repeat it.
All right, so down here, one of these squads is going to fire at the guys up on the hill. The range is 4 on a 10. That's going to be a -1, -2, 3 for concealment and the foxhole. So it's a net -4. So that will be a. I know I'm kind of cheating here. Alt S. So it could be a net -4. So it'll be a net -3. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to move some guys, particularly these guys, here and then into there. That makes that foxhole mine. I guess I can't.
You should be able to flip it somewhere.
I don't think you can flip it.
Yeah, you can.
No, look, you see the menu? There's no flippage.
Okay.
That's all right. We'll delete it and put one out. Anyway. So again, so the reason I did that is that's probably relatively ineffective fire, but it suppresses him. It's going to give him a -1 if he fires in reaction. So that was the top guy. This guy is going to move his 2 hexes here. Okay. And let's see if we want to do this.
So you get concealment again. That happens.
Yes. They're going to go there and then to there. All right, so I think that's how I want to do that. I think that's everything. So now I haven't activated the machine gun, but this guy did.
He fired.
I know I'm trying to. All right, so all these guys moved. Dangerous, I know, but you got to do something. All right, reaction. So anybody that saw anybody, those rock and roll.
What you think, Todd? What's your plan?
Just a moment, please.
Hold, please.
What's that hex there? Okay. You can't see them. I'm seeing where my machine gun can see. You can't really see much.
Well, the machine gun can see the guy down at the bottom there in, what is that, B8?
Yep, right here.
And you won't lose your concealment when you fire.
Even though I'm 2 away.
Well, you're 3 away.
Yeah, you're 3 away.
Oh, 3 away. Yeah, sorry.
For sure, you have to attempt recovery with those.
Oh, no, he doesn't have to attempt recovery.
Or he can withdraw.
I would withdraw that guy to the church and fire your machine gun.
Withdraw him to the church. So just move him out in the open there?
Well, you get to withdraw 4 hexes to the rear.
Oh.
Withdrawals automatically hexes. So he can get all the way back to the church.
And so I have to do something with him first.
You don't have to do it first. You just have to do it now in this reaction.
Mm.
And the reason is that's a mandatory reaction, Todd, because he's disrupted and in line of sight of a unit of the activated platoon.
Okay. All right. Well, I might as well move him back there then.
Yep.
He's going to go start. Going to get some religion, as it were.
Well, we got landmines in the church. You didn't know that, but
That seems rude. It's wrong. Just seems wrong. Okay, so sure, let's try this machine gun on the machine gun up on D6 down to this dude here. Machine gun's a 10, range of 3, so no modifier that way.
yeah, -1 for the woods. That's it.
And it's a 1 machine gun, so it's a 0.
Good job.
He's better at math than I am.
Well, at least I got that going for me.
Did you hear I let you live by mistake?
Oh, what do you mean?
So I put -1 mortar counters on there. They would have been +1 because there's 2 with a -1 modifier.
No.
But
Whoops.
we can't go back. I'm sorry.
Actually, that demonstrates the rule. It specifically says in the rules that if you get to the fire resolution and something's screwed up, you got to play it as it lies. So
Okay, Todd, we move up to the top there. I'll show you what we can hurt this guy.
Okay.
So here's a couple options. Because he moved adjacent to you in the open, both of them, you're going to get a +1 proximity. But the guy in the open, you're going to be a 1+1, which makes it a 2. Pretty good. You could take your mortar and paste the other guy in the woods.
Yeah, the air burst. All right. Well, let's do all that business. So the first thing is the mortar, right?
Well, yeah, you have to call the mortar first, and you're going to put it on the dude in the woods, probably is what I would do.
which is a good indication you shouldn't do it that way. No.
Okay.
So again, your primary mortar modifiers is 0. So it's going to be +1 for the woods for air burst, but a -1 for the woods for cover. So it nets out. So it's just going to end up being a 0.
Okay.
And you're in real life, you probably already had your mortar team had already pre-registered these areas where you might be approached. So that wood line was set up prior to.
Nonsense. He had no idea I would come that way.
We had intel.
Make a roll for your scatter.
So can you, I need to walk through that mortar thing real quick again. So I've got to start out with a 1.
You start with a 0.
Oh, mortar value. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at accuracy. Okay.
0. So you add 1 for the air burst, -1 for the terrain effects.
Gotcha. Okay, I got it. And of course, proximity doesn't matter there. Okay.
No.
All right. And so now I just do my normal fire.
No, you roll for the
you gotta
scatter
roll
on the
for-
mortar. You got 1 more mortar marker to place. So is that an 8? So
8.
that will land right on top. So 2 of those.
Good shoot, dude.
We both had good mortar shooting. All right. So place it and then check for scatter. And now I can fire my guns.
By the way, you'll notice that if you fire smoke, you get more scatter rolls. Something to observe. I mean, I know you want high explosive. I'm just pointing that out.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. So machine guns or guns or whatever. So
If you're firing either of those guys, you can go ahead and take concealment off because you're gonna lose concealment on the shot.
Now, if you call the mortar, you wouldn't lose your concealment, but if you fire, you do.
makes sense. All right. So it's a 1 firepower. He's up. Motion fire.
You're gonna get proximity fire as your modifier because I ended my move within 2 hexes for either one of those hexes.
Yeah. So 2, and so it's a 2.
It's a 2. Where are you putting it?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it while I pull up the marker here.
I just did that to show how that works, Mike.
Huh?
I just moved that way to show how that works.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Just try to demonstrate all the rules.
That little squad had a lot of firepower.
What's under there? That's his. Oh, that's his tough guys too. That's all I need. All right.
Now, also too, you may have a shot from run a line of sight from D5 over there and see if you can see that guy. It's probably going to hit the hex. Ooh, no, it hits the vertex.
Does not.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with squad is probably what, -3?
Yeah.
Todd, it's worth a shot. It's a -2. Gives you a 10% chance or 20.
Sure. Why not?
You don't lose your concealment. In real life, that probably wouldn't be a shot. That's 250 yards away, but we'll take it. It's a game.
All right, come on. I got it. So it's a -3.
I'm sorry.
I think that's correct. Well, it's 1 down 3 is a 2.
Yep. Okay.
There you go.
So you fired, the machine gun fired, and now this F8 could do something.
Mark, your machine gun on the hill, I don't think's done anything.
You are correct, sir. So please give your position away.
You want to react?
Not to that stuff.
Okay.
I'm waiting for his
Todd,
leader.
your machine gun on the hill, first machine gun, it's still concealed because it should still be concealed.
It is. It's
Okay, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's underneath it.
All right.
Vassal.
I think that's it.
Yeah. That's good.
All right. So now, since I did not activate my machine gun with the actual activation, I can't go back and activate it later and do something.
Yeah, you can. You saw his guy fire from D5.
I could react, but I can't activate.
Correct.
So we'll leave it like that, I guess. It's the German
You
dad.
can hurt him here, bud.
What's that?
I said Todd can hurt you here.
Yeah, I'm not scared.
Yeah, my die rolling has been less suboptimal today.
Oh, you got to think positive, dude.
Well,
that
since you got so many, I'm going to roll first for that -3.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
snap.
It's no effect.
It becomes a 9. That is an effect.
No, it's 10 minus 3 is a 7.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And that becomes a 6. Again, math.
You have to watch him, Todd.
Why does it become a 6?
Yeah, so however, that is enough to strip concealment.
Yep.
So I got it.
Why'd you say it took it to 6?
So it's 10 minus 7, or -3 is a 7. But since your leader is a better cohesion than the best unit,
Oh yeah.
drop at a further point.
Yep.
He convinced that section to hang in there.
What a guy.
That's
Well,
Murphy, you know.
He's got a law.
I'm gonna roll for your guy down here at the bottom.
All right.
Hi. 7.
What is he? He's a 6. He's gonna flip. Boom. Take that off. Take that off. All right.
Hey, let me pause it. Well, let's keep doing the firing, then I'll ask my question. Okay.
All right.
All right. So I'll do the -2 now.
Okay.
Boom.
Now do the +2. All right,
7.
so you're looking at an 8 versus a 7.
So my -2 did something.
So I have an 8, but he drops that to a 7. That's still enough to do that. So since the unit disrupts, all the other guys have to make cohesion checks. So here's a check for Steiner there. He rolls a 7, so he's okay. Okay. All right, you do mortars next.
Yep.
2 zeros, man. Let him rip. Yes.
Dude.
Effective. All right, what was your fire question? You had a fire question?
There's a reaction question about that machine gun.
Yes.
So you had moved him into that hex right at the top here,
Yes.
and then he could have reacted as well.
No, because
No.
he moved. He moved.
I was talking about the machine gun down on the lower right.
Oh, that guy up to, okay, yep. Okay, gotcha.
If it were a machine gun, Mike, we don't know because it's concealed.
Yeah, we don't know.
All right. So there's no assault. So we're going to go to mortar steps. So the first step of the mortar is that I get to roll for mine, and I roll a 7. So it stays pending. I don't get it back. And then you have to decide whether you're going to let yours go or try and extend the fire.
All right, so I didn't understand this last time. So if I do succeed in extending it, you can't move.
Correct.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So, but you need a 4 or less to do that.
Well, also hold on. Am I also stuck in my place as well?
Nope. Here's what would happen though. If you move out of the hex, if you get to the mortar phase and there's nobody in the hex with the observer, then he just goes away. You'd come off the map, and you could not extend with him.
Todd, I suggest you stay in that position because the most he can come at you is 2 squads and a leader right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a 4, and he's going to have 2 squads, and most he may get a +1 or a 2, but worst case.
All right. So let's extend it then.
All right.
Or see if we can.
You need 4 or less.
Damn.
Dang it.
Rolled a 4.
So that is. So you're going to get a 0 for sure. And then you roll for scatter to see where the other one goes. Was that an 8?
Yes, 8.
All right, so we'll just clone that, and boom, same thing. Yeah, it kind of hinders my plans a little bit because there you go.
All right.
All right, I got the initiative still, so I'm rolling for time. Ooh.
1. 2 minutes.
16 minutes. And then we are off to back to initiative, huh? 5. Oh, yes. Whew.
I'm gonna roll on low today.
All right, here's my coordination roll. Nope. Gee whiz, man, I don't even know. I'm just kind of pressing it here. We'll go we'll go first platoon. And we'll check this guy. So he's going to attempt a recovery. Steiner. Double check me, Mike. If Steiner helps him and he rallies, Steiner can still move, right?
Correct.
All right. So I'll go ahead and have Steiner assist, which gives me a -1. Did I really just roll the one? Okay, so he does rally.
He does, and he can take an action.
He can take an action, and he can and so can. You know what? That's even odds right there. Well, no, you got to improve position. We'll do it because we're brave.
Now, why wouldn't you fire your machine gun in there first?
Well, I meant to, Mike. But Todd's going to let me do that real quick.
Okay.
Of course.
That's going to be a straight up 0.
No, it's going to be a -1.
Sorry. I keep looking woods, not the IP. There we go. All right. Sorry. Getting ahead of myself here. Fired. All right. Now we move in there. And okay, so yeah, sorry. Thanks for bearing with me there. So I want to fire the machine gun first to put the marker on him. And then I move these guys into assault, which means that hex is now basically pinned. He can't do anything. So he'll get that fire on himself, and then we'll resolve the assault at the end of during those steps. All right, that's first platoon. The other guys just sit tight, I guess, and get hammered by the mortar. Reaction.
Todd, your guy in the church saw the machine gun fire, so he'll have a chance to recover.
I need to roll a 5 or less.
Yep.
Correct.
Being in a building doesn't help.
Well, hold on. Okay.
1.
So you could move the leader back, and it would be a 6 or less.
He can't move that far.
Huh?
He can't move that far.
You can withdraw.
Isn't that a withdrawal then? It's not part of his helping him recover?
Yeah, you may be right. I don't
Okay.
know that that's covered actually.
Okay. So you rolled a 1.
You can attempt to recover that guy anyway.
He did.
Either
He's
way.
got a 1. So you flip him, Todd, and he's available to do other stuff. So you don't have to mark him as having recovered.
Yeah, I'm good.
Anything else?
I don't think anything else can do anything else, right? Well,
Well, you have your leader. You can always do something with your leader. The only thing you have to be concerned about at this moment is that he's in D8. In one move, he can be in F6. Now, he'll have to take a lot of shots, but, you know, you're defending in that church with a 1. You get 1 for the church on the assault. His cohesion's 1 greater. So, of course, you also have somebody in D5 that can reinforce the church, but it's a consideration at this juncture. He's at best he's going to take all kind of fire if he goes in there. But at some point, you may want to think about withdrawing your leader out of F6 or maybe that section. But I don't know it's critical at this moment, but just be aware that he can get adjacent. But winning the church doesn't win him the game. He's got to clear off everybody within 2. But if he takes the church, it'll be really hard to get back. I'd wait and see what happens.
yeah. So if I wanted to, that leader, he didn't see anything, but he's a leader, so he could withdraw. And how much movement does he get for that?
Well, you withdraw, you get 4 hexes to your friendly board edge.
So technically, I could go withdraw from him into the church, giving up that.
You could do that now, or you could do that later.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
All right. So nothing else?
That's
Nope.
it.
All right. So second platoon, we'll start by this guy recovering. He rolls a 2, which is enough to recover him, but not do anything else with him. However, if in the airborne module, that would have been a recover for a paratrooper. So
Yeah. Paratroopers are
if
tough.
that doesn't convince you, then order the module today. All right. How do I want to do this?
Also, paratroopers get a +3 on their coordination roll.
They can walk and chew gum.
That's right. They're tough.
You're still doing stuff, right, Mark?
Yeah, I'm still thinking here.
Okay, that's cool. I just want to make sure I wouldn't.
So I got this machine gun. He's going to run down the hill here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's exactly what I want to do, but it's what I did. So, this guy down here in the end of the woods is going to fire on the hill here. 4, it's going to be a -1, -2, -3. So a net -2 here. All right. Yeah, so that you cannot see.
So that would have been a reason to react earlier.
We're just going to do some stuff here. So, yeah, anyway, there we go. Reaction.
Take him out. Shoot
What'd
him.
you say? Take him out?
Shoot him. Take him out.
That's only a 0.
Yeah. You'd be -1 for suppression, but you get a +1 for proximity fire. If he assaults you, you're going to be 1 for your leader, 1 for your section, 1 for the hill, and 1 for your IP. So you're going to be a 4, and he's going to be a 3.
Oh, Coke is not, hold on here. He's not flipped. He's just.
Yeah. So you want to shoot him.
All right.
That's it. I've fought over that little hill there against a section sometimes. It took me 3 times to take him out before.
Oh, Todd knows all about that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it. All right, so he fired. Just looking at some charts here. Please hold.
I think actually, the guy in the church can see that hex.
He can. He's going to fire at -1.
No, he just recovered.
He rolled a.
He rallied, my friend.
Huh?
He rolled a
Rallied.
1.
Oh, he rallied?
Yep.
Well, take his shot.
That's going to be a -1.
Yep.
No, at 4, it's like a -2, isn't it?
Not on an 8. It's a -1. Not bad. -1 total.
Well, it must be the old table.
Well, what's his firepower? Is it? I can't really read his firepower. Even
His
when.
firepower is a 0. His range is 8. So 4 on an 8 is still a -1.
Yeah, and that's the new. Well, it's the March 2020
Yeah.
chart.
Oh, it doesn't sound right.
Uh-oh.
Quick, make the fire before he makes a decision.
Yeah, let me look real quick somewhere.
All right,
Play as
so
written. I can keep a log of rules changes that need to be made.
Okay.
Trust me, I'd be happy with a -3, but whatever.
Well, I'm just gonna check.
So it looks like the machine gun, the only person the machine gun can see is that Woods, that B8 Woods. Is that right?
Right. And
Can't
since,
see.
yeah, so you could shoot at him because you saw him react or recover. So
All right. So it's a 1, -1. So it's just a 0.
I think you're right. I'm wrong, sorry.
Okay, so everyone's done something.
okay, I think. Well, then I have no reaction to that. So anything else? I think otherwise we're done.
We're done. Fire.
Hold on a second. Let me just clear these clear markers and such. All right, so fire. I got, how about this -1 over here where the assault is?
Okay.
Ooh, a 9. That's gonna tune you up.
So flip them.
Let's go down to a 2 at least. That'd be helpful.
It goes to a 2.
Yeah, good. All right. And then that comes off. Then, I don't know, I got -2 on your guys here. Ooh, nice. So that's an 8. So he's going to take that down to a 7, which is still enough to flip that guy, and then your leader will have to check. Oh, also, for everybody watching, actually, before we start the fire resolution, these guys would actually be in that hex already. They actually get moved in at the end of the platoon activation. So sorry about
Okay.
that. All right. Did you check for your leader?
Not yet, no.
All right.
6.
So he's good. I guess we'll put, we can just, I'll go ahead and put him in there. I think that's it, right? The rest are yours.
Yep. All right, so we'll do the assault thing you just did there. So we'll do the -1 and then the 0.
All right. I'll take it.
Okay.
See, Mike, that's why I'm bold. I'm not afraid of his rolling.
There you go, man. Okay, so Mark, I realized, so Charlie is messed up on the combat tables and I just now caught it. I thought that we have the living rules. Anyway, I'll fix it.
What's it supposed to be?
Okay, well, let me look. I'll tell you what it's supposed to be.
That looks right.
While he's rolling, while he's looking, I'm going to roll the 0 down at the bottom.
Okay.
6.
No.
He's good.
Okay.
Okay, so what it's supposed to be is 8, 1 to 2 is 0, 3 is -1, 4 is -2, and
No.
5 to 8 is -3.
That's
But-
all old. That's all old, man. We don't have any -2s on there.
I know, but I'll have to fix it on the new airborne table.
All right. Mortars.
Now the mortars. Both 0s.
All right, well, 8 is going to be bad. So 8 will flip this guy, and then he has to check. Oh, he also flips. So this time the mortar fire was good. All right. So fire's resolved. Now we're going to go to assault resolution. Okay. So looking at this hex here. Okay, I don't think my guy's supposed to be. My guy's not supposed to be broken, right? Did you flip my guy? No, I'm sorry. Back it up. I'm losing my mind. Yeah, losing my mind. All right, so we add up the blue numbers for firepower. So I have 3 assault firepower, assault value. The Americans have 2 assault value, plus they're defending an improved position, which gives them a +1. There is no differential between the cohesion of our units, the best combat units, at 6-6. So it's going to be a straight up 3-3, which gives me a net no modifier for the roll. So as the attacker, I roll die.
Which assault is this?
The one in the woods.
H7.
H7.
Oh, so he disrupted, did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh,
3-3.
And my
Okay.
shots did nothing.
Here we go. All right, so 6-9 is bad for the Americans. So Todd, you're going to have to retreat 2 to 4 hexes towards your board edge, and then once you've done that, you'll make a roll against his cohesion. Check that.
run him to the church, Todd.
That's just bad advice, Mike.
He was going to do it anyway.
And then he could do his cohesion check.
10.
So unfortunately, he is going to take a casualty. So you want to slide him over to the American dead pile, and then you'll draw a platoon or a section out of the cup. And on the game track, I'm going to go ahead and move the casualty marker while I'm thinking about it. And he'll be disrupted too, so, yep. Okay. So then we come down to this assault on the hill. I have 3, you have 1, +1 for the IP, +1 because I'm coming up the hill. So it's again, it's going to be 3-3. Okay. So net 0. So same result. This time, both of them have to retreat. And you'll have to make cohesion checks for everybody. As you do that, I'm going to go ahead and put a regrouping marker on these guys over here. Because that is also part of that combat result.
I'm going to roll before I put him in the church here.
Okay.
This might be it. You might win this, right?
Possible.
This is for this section. 7.
Yeah, he's a casualty.
That's it then.
Now, technically, you'll roll for the leader too, and then you'll roll again for the leader as a leader check.
9.
If he breaks or disrupts, and then you roll again, and a 1 or 10 will actually kill him. So he's okay. So I'm going to move the casualty track again.
Mark,
Wow.
did you roll for your leaders?
What's that?
Did you roll for your leaders?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh! Right. So he's going to go 7 minutes up on the casualty track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll put him on 3. I know you guys can't see the game track, but
Why did you roll for him?
all leaders in assaults get checked for leader loss.
Wow.
The thing about leaders is not only can they take a casualty from like a retreat result, but they always have to make a roll whether they win or lose just to see if they die in the assault.
Yikes.
So it's always a little dangerous to bring them in. Okay. All right. So assaults are done.
Did you check the leader up in the? Oh no.
Did I have a leader up there?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll check him now. He's okay.
Woo! Close.
All right. So that was assaults. We're going to go to mortar fire adjustment. So nothing's really going to change here because he's over his casualty, but we still go through the steps. Anything. So I got a 6. That's not going to recover my mortar. Your guy is going to actually come off now, Todd.
The observer.
Right? So I'm going to delete the foxhole and put out the German foxhole there. Oops. Delete the salt marker too.
I got a question, Mark.
Yes.
How did his section disrupt in F8?
From this guy down here, from the fire.
Well, it was a -3, right?
That was a -2.
Well, it's 4 hexes away. That's -1, and the thing is 2.
Oh, let me go back and check it. Did we do something? Did we do?
I thought you rolled a 10 or, I mean, I thought it was a high roll.
It may have been. I was just curious. Because so if you were down.
That's what it was, Mike. It was a 10, so that made it an 8, and the leader made it a 7,
Yeah,
but
you
he was
got
only
it.
6.
You got a good shot.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
Both of them were good shots.
Yep.
And then, of course, none of my fire was effective because I played too much ASL. I look for low rolls.
Right. So I'm
Was
rolling
that it?
for time. Time's only going to advance for 2 minutes. Okay. And then we're at the end, basically the end of the cleanup phase, and you're past your casualty limit. So that's going to be a German win.
That's great. Good job, Mark.
Yay, Mark.
Yeah, you're a winner.
He got lucky at the end, dude.
No, he had great tactical skill, Mike. It's great. I'm good.
Well, he disrupted both your guys on a very low percentage shot, 10% on one guy, and he won both assaults. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So,
So
Mike,
I'm-
I think you were there, Mike. I couldn't win an assault to save my life last
I'm
game.
showing you guys the casualty, everything here. So you'll notice he's 1 over on casualties. That leader that I lost in the assault, he'll come back after 7 minutes. The final score of the game is actually, let's see, we're at 18 minutes. You subtract that, so that's 12. And then I had
2 improved positions.
1, 2, 3 of them actually. I didn't change this one yet, and I had one over here. So I had 3 total. So total, the actual final score would be a 9, which is, that's reasonably good. So
Good job.
yeah, handshake. You're a
Way to go, Mark.
fist bump or something there. So any questions about the game or what we did there or what happened at the end? Just kind of rushed right to the end there, and the Americans, they're going to run away or whatever.
Sorry, but Americans couldn't give you a better game.
No, that was a good game. That was a lucky shot to disrupt him and then run in.
Yeah, 2 in the same turn. I mean, it's pretty good.
I never faint, Mike.
You did good.
So
Any questions?
let's see. Oh, you know what? We got some chat questions here.
I've tried to answer them. I'm not sure if they're getting through.
Well, are there any questions that someone put in chat that didn't get answered?
There was one question about the troops that moved into the church regrouping after the assault. Would they be marked with a regrouping marker as well?
Only if they're undisrupted at the end. You're either disrupted or you're regrouping. So, and if you're disrupted, you're not regrouping. If you're undisrupted, you're regrouping. What's the little one's name?
Her name's Temperance.
Hello there.
All right, guys. Thanks everyone for coming out. I'll pause the record or stop the recording here, and this will get uploaded to my YouTube channel and whatever else we do with it, Mike. And